Welcome to the Social Priority Podcast. I'm Star Panda, and today with me I have the project director of Progressive Victory 2022. Sam, how do you pronounce your last name?
Drzymalas.
Drzymalas. I appreciate you being here with me.
Oh, it's really great to be here. Thank you for having me.
How have you been doing?
Very well, thanks. It's been busy. We're leading up to a big election here, and so we've been trying to get as many people involved as we can, trying to help progressive candidates win across the country.
Yeah, that's great. So tell me a little bit about your background, like what you do for this organization.
Sure. So I have been working in politics for almost 20 years now, going back to when I was in high school, when I started volunteering on campaigns. And I've always loved it, always really been into it. To me, it's like the most exciting drama that you could possibly imagine, right? It's like, all the social interactions that we have as individuals with each other. It's like, and all the emotions that come with that. It's just that on a grand scale involving thousands, millions of people. All those emotions come into play, the same ones on the entire continuum from hatred and malice all the way to love and care, and I love it. So I've always been involved in politics, and I've done it professionally. My specialty has been communications and specifically digital communications, and I worked for a number of elected officials in Congress and on a lot of electoral campaigns, include from all the way from presidential campaigns down to local elections and county-wides. So it's been a really great journey, and it's all led me all here to the founding of Progressive Victory. I was working on a project with a bunch of people who, like me, are interested in trying new things and getting experimental in politics. And I saw during the pandemic, I've been watching the progressive media space online grow, specifically on Twitch and YouTube. And during the pandemic, I saw how everybody was just online all the time because they were stuck at home. Prior to the pandemic, everything was, all the energy was on mobile. People were doing things on Instagram and they were doing stuff on the road, on the go, on their mobile phones. But the sit-down content really gained a lot of traction during the pandemic, and that includes YouTube and Twitch. And I saw how the creators in the progressive space were just blowing up, and all the audiences were increasing. And I was like, this is the time to get into this. So I started trying to work with content creators on the left to put together political projects. I did some stuff on healthcare experimentally last year. And then this year, around the elections, we decided to start what started out as an idea for like a cooperative where we would try to get political creators in the same space as representatives of the political world, whether they're Democratic Party officials or elected officials, or just, people who have resources and organizations that want to make use of the connections to progressive media creators to get their agendas done, and where the agendas of the media creators and the political operators find confluence, come together, right? So started out as that, and then what we ended up doing was starting this Discord community called Progressive Victory 2022, where we would work with a bunch of different creators. We're trying to build durable partnerships between those creators, and then have those creators drive people into our community, so that on Discord, called Progressive Victory 2022, so that we can put them to work, connect them with campaigns that need their help, and progressive candidates that will help the Democrats win these elections against Republicans, and hopefully stem the tide of fascism. So that's the goal. That's what we've been doing, and it's been super successful thus far. We've got about 8,000 people in the server, and collectively they've signed up for about 3,000 volunteer shifts, which is really impressive. That's a lot of shifts. So we're really excited about that, and we want to see what we can do in the close of the election.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting. So you guys started just this year, correct?
That's correct. We started in July. It's all been very quick.
Oh yeah, that is quick.
if you're interested in hearing more, you can or seeing more, any of your viewers can go to progressivevictory.win and check out the information on the project. And there's a page there where you can fill out a form to get involved and then jump into the Discord server.
Yeah, I should be able to put some links in the description for everybody.
Great.
So for your organization, it sounds like you guys are doing a lot to like connect everybody and make sure that everyone's like on the same page in that sort of way. Do you organize with specific campaigns?
Well, what we've done is we've formed relationships with the coordinated campaigns. They're what's called coordinated campaigns. They're organizations that are set up in every election between the state party organizations and all the campaigns that are running on the Democratic side, all the way up and down the ballot. So all the way from statewide elections like governor and Senate races to congressional races, all the way down to state legislative and local races. So what that means is that when you volunteer for the coordinated campaign in a state, you're going to be given literature and talking points that will help people to vote for all the candidates that they're eligible to vote for. So obviously the statewide is anywhere in the state, and then if you're in a specific district, specific legislative district, you'll be asking people to vote for the appropriate state legislative candidate wherever you're door knocking. And the same if you're calling people on the phone.
Oh, so it is more than just online. It's like door knocking and like getting on the ground and doing stuff too.
That's right. That's right. The phone banking that we do calling voters is virtual, meaning that the events are online, but we are actually calling people in the states where there are targeted races, really important races happening right now. And the closest races, the races where control of Congress and state legislatures are going to come down to the wire. And that's where we're focusing our fire right now. And long term, we hope to have a larger community where activists across the country can start organizing and setting their own goals where they live. But right now, we're all hands on deck trying to do as much as we can to stop fascism and stop the Republicans from undermining our elections moving forward.
Yeah, that sounds great. Do you work with other organizations to like communicate your message?
Yeah, we've formed a bunch of partnerships this year and just basically given them access to our community, people who need help, whether it's specialized tools like specialized resources like getting our activists to share memes or and spread the word, spread campaign messages, or whether it's building infrastructure and technology, creating content like video content. Anything that needs to be done, we're helping to create it, and we've partnered with a bunch of organizations that could use the help, could use the capacity that we have in this community, and we just want to make sure that all the partners that we work with are aligned on values and on the actually could make use of the resources that we have in our server in our community.
So it sounds like you have pretty much content creators, phone bankers, and door knockers. Are there other ways that people can get involved?
Yeah, as I alluded to, right, we have a lot of people with specialized skills who can contribute in other ways. If you've got design experience, or you're really good at photo or editing video, or you're a coder, you've got web development skills or software development skills, if you're a researcher, if you've got legal training, anything that you have that in your skill set that could make you a special use to campaigns, that's also really helpful. So
basically, if you can do anything, then that'll help.
if it's applicable to helping win elections, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're surprised at how many skills are needed to help win elections.
So is there like any short-term goals you're looking for?
Yeah, we want to contribute to as many wins as possible in these elections coming up, and then the longer-term goal after we win as many elections as we can in this cycle is to build power for this community so that all the Democrats and people and candidates on the left, progressive candidates that win because of the help of members of this community understand that they did so because of our work, and so our agenda, the agenda of the community we're building, becomes their agenda. That's the goal.
Nice. So, it, besides this organization, is there a specific thing that you want to get known out there, I guess? Like a specific, I guess, topic or like...
Yeah, absolutely. There's something really important that people need to understand about the way that politics works, right? I think you see a lot of messages from campaigns every election cycle that's like, this is the most important election we've ever seen. This is the most important election we've ever seen. And I'm not saying that it's not. I mean, we've seen an escalating crisis here that has made elections more and more important. But I also think that that short-term view, the way that campaigns are staffed is people come on for just one cycle, one election, and then they move on to another. And so they're constantly trying to set these short-term goals. They have short-term metrics that they need to meet in order to succeed. And one thing that I hope that we do, and I hope that this project is helpful in helping to shift, is a more longer-term view, not just for the political organizations and the Democratic Party and the progressive movement, but for the people who want to be involved in politics, even at the ground level, right? Like, it's my opinion that just winning just one election is not gonna cut it.
Mhm.
I feel like we're in a spot now where the Constitution is, and in the future of the country is at stake. And so that's not a situation where you just win an election and that's the end of it. You don't just get Trump out of office and that's the end. What we all have to do, all of us, anyone under the age of 40 who has to live in this country for the rest of their lives unless they can find a way to move and have the means. We all need to find a way to fit a certain amount of civic engagement and being involved in our communities into our lives in a sustainable way, so that it is a practice. The same way you'd practice meditation or an instrument, or how you'd play a game and get really good at a game, right, or a sport. It has to be something that you do on a regular basis and becomes a habit that fits into your life in a way that makes sense for you. And if a lot of people take that attitude toward politics, that's what's going to lead to a more stable democracy in this country for the long term. So that's what I hope. I hope that this project is helpful in that. But my message to all of your viewers is, even if you don't get involved in Progressive Victory, that you find a way to get involved in your community and do so for the long term. Think long term about it as opposed to just short term.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people about getting involved locally, and it's sometimes difficult to find those things because sometimes the infrastructure isn't there all the time.
Right.
I feel like we should try to figure out ways to make it more clear how to, I guess, set up those infrastructures in a way, because I think there are a lot of people who want to get things going. Like, I guess at my workplace, I do want to see if there's a way to get a union going.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm not really sure how to do that. So like, is there a good way to like find information or anything like that to organize with people around you in your locality?
Yes, and the project that we're working on right now is electorally focused, but the principles that we're talking about could be applied broadly to the workplace, as you said, or anything else in your community and in your life. And part, I think, of what is going on right now is a disintegration of the old way, the way that our grandparents set up for getting people involved in their communities, and our parents really didn't do it, didn't maintain it. So now it's on us not just to find the information, but like you said, to make it available to other people. We actually have to build these resources from scratch. And that's going to be the way that we get it done, right? And there are a lot of examples up there of people who are just trying stuff out and winning victories. I think one of the most famous ones from this year is the unionization effort in Amazon warehouses in New York. And I'm hopeful that out of these victories come people who are willing to scale up what's going on, what other people's ambitions around the country and around the world, by just providing the resources and the knowledge of how they've operated and how they've won victories, so that everybody can do the same where they live, right? If you live in Seattle, Washington, or Phoenix, Arizona, or Florida, anywhere, you should be able to take lessons from how people are winning in Cleveland, Ohio, or Lansing, Michigan, or Nashville, Tennessee. And there's no boundary here. All the things that we're doing, organizing, whether it's in the workplace or to help win elections, is all really simple, fundamental things that are really fundamental to humanity and how we interact socially with each other. So it's not rocket science. All we have to do is, it's really about effort and about taking the initiative to set it up so that you're creating a legacy that lives on for the rest of your life, and hopefully for future generations as well.
And do you have resources on how to get started on that?
Yes. If you're talking about union organizing, this project is more focused on electoral organizing, but I'm sure that I'd be able to find resources for people if that's something that your audience is interested in. For the next, several weeks, we're going to be focused on elections, but the sky's the limit as far as how this stuff goes, right? The content creators are the leaders here. They want to get the message out, and the more content creators who are interested in different topics, union organizing included, the more that we're going to end up doing that. So yes, I have lots of resources right now on how to get started in elections, whether it's running as a candidate or finding opportunities to volunteer, gaining leadership and knowledge in those spaces, and there are a lot of other arenas to get started in as well, moving forward in the future.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. If you want to shoot those resources my way, I'll put it under the description on YouTube.
Okay.
And yeah, I really appreciate you coming on, explaining your whole organization. Is there anything else you want to leave us off with?
Sure. I just want to give one more ask to your community members. Anybody who's listening to this right now, we need help. This is we've got just a few days left in this election, few weeks left, and every weekend counts. That's when people go out and start knocking doors, on the weekends mostly. And we're starting our Get Out the Vote GUUSTAVV effort now. So if you go to progressivevictory.win and there's a volunteer tab, or you can just go to progressivevictory.win/volunteer, /volunteer, and you can sign up there and get involved, and we will find a place for you to get involved and get you trained up so you can get going and do so with confidence.
Awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on and talking to me about this.
It's so great to be here. I really appreciate you being willing to have me on so I can explain what's going on and how important it is to the members of your audience.
Yeah, I agree. It's really important to get that kind of information out there. I know from experience that sometimes it's really difficult to understand or even know what things are out there to do. So yeah,
this stuff is built to be inscrutable, right? The people who set up these institutions, they want it to be manageable so that the number of people that they have to pay attention to in order to make decisions is limited. They want control, and that's normal. That's how people operate. They want some measure of predictability and control, stability, right? But the question is, who are the people who are in those constituencies who get checked with before decisions are made, all the way from the local to the national level? Who are those people? And if you and your community want to be a part of that group, you've got to get involved. That's how you win power.
Exactly. Yeah. So you've shouted out the website and the volunteer website, which will also be in the description. Is there anything else you want to shout out?
Well, just thank you to all of our content creators. They've been the real leaders in this and helping to push this forward. And we're looking, if you're a content creator and you want to talk about this and get involved and get your audience going, that's another place to get involved. And please just go, there's a contact form there. You can just contact us on that form. And I check that contact form. So I check that inbox. So if you fill out the contact form and say you're a content creator, I will get back to you.
Perfect. Thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thanks, Star Panda.